One of my fondest memories is working with Miss Lou and Rani. I was privileged to be on stage with them.
Wow.
And
Did you know at that time that Miss Lou was a big thing?
no, that time we just see her as a little Leonie and the whole of them.
Yeah,
It'd be just like anybody, just like you and Sabrina. We go abroad with Secondary Schools Drama Festival. We are the only country who would have 16 plays one night, right? Because we see that when we turn up other places, if them have 2 plays for the year, them have plenty. But the theatre space is much better than ours.
Like the diverse wardrobe options in her sought after and much respected costume supply business, Quindell Ferguson wears many hats. As CEO of Q&D Costume Art and Craft Supply, she provides students and creatives with props, costumes, and supplies for productions and events. She's a longtime facilitator of youth theatre development through her decades-long work with the Secondary Schools Drama Festival Committee, where she supported Keith Parkin of blessed memory for many years and eventually became the chairperson. Her dedication to youth is not just in theatre though. It's also expressed in the work of the Girls Brigade, where she rose in 2018 to the role of IVP for the Caribbean and Americas Fellowship. So she got international with the team. Yes.
In addition to the Girls Brigade, she's co-founder and artistic director of the Jamaica Youth Theatre, JYT, and one of Jamaica's leading collectors of period costumes and theatre props, also a creator of such. As an active member in her church, she serves as technical consultant, chairperson, fundraising, and member of the property committee. Quindell can be relied on to add the finishing touches with floral arrangements that transform the ambience and spirit of her church, home, and family.
David and I met Quindell as high school students, representing our own schools in the Secondary Schools Drama Festival competition, and eventually went on to represent Jamaica in 1998 with her at the helm with Mr. Parkin.
At the Caribbean Schools Drama
Festival in Guyana. So it's our distinct pleasure, Miss Q, to have you sit with us here on Curtain Call, where we look at creatives and artists in the intermission that they're taking between projects and productions. So welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you, Miss Q.
Pretty na your yellow frock. But I know as you make it.
Wow. Miss Q, I want to share with Jamaica and the world about an experience that all 3 of us here have or so.
Okay.
In 1998, when I met Sabrina, it was at, Sabrina said it in the introduction.
Well, you actually met me in JCDC's competition, but then we rehearsed for School Drama Festival. But anyway.
You know what I mean? Yeah, you know what I mean? It's around that time, whichever competition it was, you know. But I met Sabrina in 98, and of course, Miss Q around that time. But Miss Q, you have been there for so many young people who are grown young people. And certainly you went on with us to the Caribbean Schools Drama Festival in Guyana in 98. Our first time on plane, first time on plane.
In fact, most of us on that trip, I don't know if you remember, it was our first time taking a plane.
Or first time getting a passport.
Well, yes, but some of us.
Sorry.
I think the only persons who on that trip who had ever traveled were Joel Ellis and Daniel Jennings at the time. But the rest of it was test for the whole of it was just flying to foreign for the first time. And there was a lot of us. Reds,
Yeah.
Chubby.
Yes.
Right.
And it was directed by Peter Heslop.
Yes.
Yes.
And
Mr. Parkin.
Mr. Parkinson.
Parkin.
Parkin, sorry. And
And Quindell.
yeah, no, of course Quindell is there, but the piece is called The Runaway.
Runaway by Kerry Robinson.
Harry Robinson.
Yeah.
I actually want to ask if you have that script because I think now is a
still
good time to
redo.
and I want to direct that play.
Yeah.
And I'm just
Say
putting, no, I'm
seriously,
serious.
yeah.
Let's do that play. But Miss Q, I remember the process to get on that trip. There was a selection of students, and we were poor students, and the school had to help or sponsor the student getting there. And there were 3 students, I think, from my school, and eventually 2 got in. But I just remember very clearly how much you worked on that. You called the school. You were so integral in that, Miss Q.
Called the school begging companies. Because I remember the shirt that we wear. We landed looking like we had on uniform. But I remember it's you beg Aston and Aston beg Shell. And we went in Shell 75 yellow shirt representing Jamaica. We had no sponsorship.
Yeah.
Thankfully, Sanjay got paid for me to go.
Yeah.
But it was so much grinding to get these kids that are not your children on a plane to represent the country. Why you put yourself in so much stress?
The 2 from Bridgeport. Remember, they couldn't comprehend the money, and so
Right.
everybody started.
That was Chubby and Red, right?
Chubby and Red.
Red.
Yeah, Courtney Enriquez and Kenisha Robinson. That's your right name.
And we had to go out and poor souls. They even have walk-up collection.
Yeah.
That was all they had to make up their fare to go.
So why do you put yourself through those kind of headache every single time to keep young people getting into development opportunities?
But one of the reasons is you want to see our young people move on, right? And this was why after a while we had to start Jamaica Youth Theatre.
Yes.
Because most of you, after you come back from a festival, we don't see you. Most of the professional groups don't take on.
Well, in
That's
the
what
space.
Right, they have no space once, and so they keep using the same people
Yes.
and not giving the other people, the young people, a chance. So hence, we're pushed to start Jamaica Youth Theatre. But I don't know, I came in, I met Mr. Parkins.
When did you come in?
I came in about, about 68, 60,
But you're
somewhere
just 16.
there.
How could you just...
Yes, with a nice yellow
Start
frock.
to age myself, right?
No, that's fine. It means that you have
um,
longevity.
I usually have drama groups, right? So I had like about 1 year, about 3 drama groups. YWCA, Scotchkirk Drama Group, and
That's Scottskirk Church,
Church,
downtown.
right,
Yes.
right. And we had another group, I don't remember what
So
it was.
why did you have 3 drama groups? Tell us about that connection to having drama groups.
Yeah,
to begin with.
rewind. Bring us back to Miss Q,
Okay.
little Miss Q.
For some reason, I don't know. At the age 5, I
Yes.
start acting in terms of school plays and stuff. Then I get involved. I love acting, and then it's not just about me; it's about seeing other people going. So we start out with this drama group. If maybe I shouldn't say it, because we had at the YWCA we had people like Alan Jones, not Jones, Alan.
Magnus?
No.
Skill Code?
He's now Muka Baruka, but before it was Alan Hope.
Hope.
Right, Alan Hope, and we have people like those who they were part of the YWCA group. So we got there one evening. Then we have a next group, Youth Traveling Theatre, and then we have the Scotchkirk group.
So how you split yourself in a 3 different group now?
Tell us direct. I don't know. So from there, I got a scholarship to School of Drama. That time, School of Drama was at Liquor Theatre.
Right.
Right. So we had to audition for the part and stuff. Because that year we did a play which was Letter from Lenora. And we got Best Actress, Best Supporting Actress, Best Set, and some. Can't remember.
Plenty
so
best thing. Yes.
Right? So from that, they invite us to Liquor Theatre to be part of this drama school, because I didn't even know we have a drama school.
you went to Little Theatre and did the training there, and you didn't know there was a school of drama because they were just starting. So this would have been, you said, late.
68, yeah,
Okay,
right.
okay. And then what? Then after that, what happened?
So 68, then a couple of us got work to work as usher at the pantomime, and I met Mr. Parkins. And then because for some reason I was working and thinking, say, well, boy, you know, there's Schools Drama Festival, and wouldn't mind if you could come and work with us as stage manager. So I started out as stage manager with Schools Drama Festival.
All right.
We had Kay Shackelford.
Yes, I remember Kay because she taught me voice and speech at the School of Drama.
Right,
okay.
yeah. We
Me no
had,
know why me so sad.
That was a warm-up or something?
Yeah, it's one of those kind of things that you'd walk around and Miss K, me no know why me so sad. It was a voice and speech thing. We were just laughing at her walking around, this British lady.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. So you Mr. Parkin invited you to assist us as stage manager.
for Schools Drama Festival. And then we didn't have, after a while, the teachers used to be more involved. Then
Okay.
after a while, we weren't getting the teachers so involved anymore. So it become like a little close club, which Keith, Miss Shackelford, Carlin Allen joined us, and later down Aston joined the group.
Was that a good thing that it was becoming a nice
In
little
a
group?
point, maybe because the teachers weren't getting paid to come out, you know,
Got you.
people, it's not
Right.
everybody wanted was to volunteer. And there was nothing in this for any of us.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
You spoke about volunteering and what we've described at the start of this interview, it sounds as if you do a lot of that.
Too much.
It's service. I think Sabrina nicely coined it. You are giving of service, and I think you said it at the beginning as well. That you said you wanted other people to go, but I want to now find. Okay, we knew that you were a performer, and I also want to find
And a director, because you directed three groups, right?
the seamstress. How you know,
that
when
get
did
in?
you
Seamstress / designer / collector.
slash interest in
That
costume?
came in later down. Well, before, when we had the drama group, I usually do the costumes for the drama group.
So you is a gene of all trades from long time.
So, and do a set and stuff and things. So the sewing was there from then. And
Did
then,
you learn to sew as a child, or
No, just from my mother.
Oh, was she a
Just from my mother.
seamstress?
No, but she just teach us how to make
make
clothes.
sure you can.
Yeah,
That's
right.
nice.
So you've moved from acting, directing, now seamstress.
No, stage managing,
Stage managing, sorry.
and
Yeah.
then into
Yeah.
costume.
Put that in a nice stew for us, Miss Q.
So how, basically, what led to
The
your
sewing?
first costume design
Okay,
project?
the first
basically?
costume, apart from doing it for the groups, right? And how the costume part of the business, it was a Supreme venture.
Yes.
Came down one day and she said, boy, you always have costume. I must get this costume for do something. So I said, no, have things in place,
Hold on,
right?
before we get to you getting to corporate events, when did you become the go-to person for costume?
That was where it started, because I didn't start out yet.
Oh, that's a pre-venture there, Jamaica. Because me,
Young enough to make plenty
now,
money.
yeah. 20, them up to 20 years, so yeah.
Oh, wow.
And she came to me and she said, you must have something we could have used. So we tear a piece of fabric and we did that thing. And she goes, so then everybody said, but you always do costume fair play. And so why not just turn it in a business so people can get stuff when they want it?
Oh, okay. So you're talking about the setting of the business part.
Right,
of it.
so that's how
okay.
the thing. But before that, we'd just do for different people. I help with panto costume, help with other production and stuff like that.
Okay. So what's your process in designing costume? In other words, if a director or a playwright or a producer says to you, boy, I'm a one character and I'm a play and them shy. I'm a want the clothes to tell the
Say
story
they're
to them shy. What goes on in your head when you hear that to come up with a costume?
Okay.
That kind of description like that.
All right, you have, first, I would like to see the script. So then going through the script, reading the script, you just see how you bring out the shyness in terms of what you don't need to bring colors or elaborate or something. So, you know, and for bring out the shyness, to bring out the person behind the shyness.
All right, so I'm going to go back in time a little bit. So Damien mentioned 1998. So that production that we took to Guyana, I played about 4 or 5 roles. I played one dopey, one slave, one something. But what I'll never forget is that you transformed the plain calico material to look like a dirty slave by putting coffee on it.
Yes, yeah, we
And I was
distress
like,
it.
To distress it. Where did you learn things like that?
Okay, after picking up this whole thing about the sewing, and so I started to read books and stuff. So most of I'm going a lot of research, find out how we distress clothes, the 18th century, and you know the different things and stuff. I keep reading, looking at which I didn't actually go into a school, but
No.
And this is pre-internet where you can Google
pre-internet,
download
right.
anything. So you
No,
were
you can't do
seriously
that.
committed to the
Looking book,
craft.
right? Going through
But
books.
Miss Q, you took the time to research and, you know, read those books and so on, but you must have been mad because nobody else is looking at costume to, you know, make it a business.
This is it. This is it. The whole idea is just to say the thing come alive on stage. And without costume, we can know all the lines in the world. If we don't have on the costume, the makeup,
The
don't make
production
sense.
element not going to work.
Yeah.
You work with some of Jamaica's greats.
What are some of your fondest memories from throughout the years
Yes.
working with different people?
Okay, one of my fondest memories is working with Miss Lou and Rani. I was privileged to be on stage with them.
Wow.
And trust me, that was a great feeling. I can remember we would have come in at even time or something with a song by Miss Lou or so. Because that's
What production was that?
Pantomime. I did 3 pantos.
Now, which one you're referring to
The
now?
one with Miss Lou was Music Boy. We had Miss Lou with Music Boy, and I had her with The Witch. I think she was in The Witch, though.
But did you know at that time that Miss Lou was a big thing?
No, that time we just see her as a little Leonie and the whole of them.
Yeah,
It'd be just like anybody, just like you and Sabrina.
Oh, thank you. You see that? There's greatness coming.
But you felt good sitting with her because there was just something about
right.
them.
Later on in life, they realized that you was actually on stage with these people, you know. You know, it really
Boggles the mind. Wow.
So you had the experience with Miss Lou and Master Ran. Anybody else that you can think of that, you know, you look back and say, boy, I'm glad to work with them.
Leonie is a good person to work with.
Oh,
I can remember we
yes.
did the Mother Courage, and she was my mother in Mother Courage, and just how
She's caring and sharing because I had her in Raising Son as my mommy in mommy role and
trust me, if you don't mind, she will almost live with her during the time of the
Yeah.
production.
And I've topped that. I was her, you know, her boy toy in Forbidden Love.
So trust me, it's a great person to work with,
she
Leonie.
is.
Yes.
She's an actor's actor.
Yeah.
Not
And she cares for you.
No ego for somebody with that kind of you know, reputation and resume.
Yeah, yeah.
So Master Ran, Miss Lou, Miss Lee,
Pauline Stone's Mary, we work with them, yeah.
Yes.
No, but I don't know if anybody remember, say, when this politician was on stage one at a time to,
who that?
so tell his name.
Is the Prime Minister?
No!
He's on a different stage.
I didn't see my school's drama festival. For some
on a different
reason,
stage?
He never make it to school's drama festival. Harold Brady. Harold Brady was on stage too.
really?
Yeah. Ted Dwyer.
Yes.
Raymond Hill, and some Oliver Samuels.
Yes.
Because as a matter of fact, when we started our drama school, it was like Fairlington, Oliver Samuels, Ruta Sheng, Michael Everett. That was the
That
group
batch,
that
that
started
batch.
out, yeah.
So let's jump over to the School's Drama Festival Committee. You were stage manager and then you rose to the ranks. That School's Drama Festival has been around a number of years.
I think what, almost 50 something years or 60
to be
years?
exact, if we check to this year, it would be 71 years. It was the
Mercy.
oldest festival at the time because we started before JCDC.
Right.
So we started in 1950.
Yes.
That's when we started.
It's true, because I'm now remembering that in 2011 Actor Boy Awards, there was a special award from the Actor Boy Committee to SDF, and I was
Yes.
asked to read the tribute as a yes, and that would have
Yes.
been like,
Older than
it was
Jamaica's
60 something years at
Yes,
the time.
yeah.
60
Older
years.
than Jamaica's independence. Wow. So you have also worked with a number of great people during that time, and talk to us about that experience.
Okay.
Even
Well,
Aston
the young ones now,
Yes.
you, Sabrina, you
Oh,
have
where about the greats?
of course, Normans.
Yes,
All of
yes.
those
Big,
guys,
crazy.
Normans.
Yes.
We say people like Marsha Campbell. She
Yes.
went on
Mary
because she
Campbell.
moved on, right?
And Dane
Dean,
and Brescia.
Brescia. We had such, I think,
By Brescia, I mean Randy McLaren.
Randy. We even have the first set of your group that went. You had this girl, Sharonda Ferran. She came through to
Yeah, she was at
drama
a
festival
year or two before us, I think,
yes, yeah. I think that I think her group maybe was the first group with
that took overseas.
Yeah, we took overseas.
Because Craig McNally was, I think, in that batch as
Right,
well.
yes,
I remember you sharing that story sometime.
Yeah.
Miss Q, we're hearing a whole host of names. Some who continued in theatre, some who went on into film and other things. But how do you feel being a part of the ship that has brought so many talent across the Jamaican landscape?
Trust me, I feel great, if that's something to say. Because, when I look at I say, but, these were my sons and daughters. And for say, all of you excel. It means so much to me. And this is why, for the past 2 years, we kind of lull on Schools Drama Festival. We definitely, I forget it, start up again.
So that the world has
honestly,
opened
because there's another set of young people out there what we need for capture.
Yes.
We need to
So
move on
Schools
with.
Drama Festival, which now has its catchment pool, which is called Jamaica
Youth Theatre, yeah.
Through the festival, how does one become a part of JYT?
Okay, through the festival, each school that enter, the best actor and the best actress from the school would join Jamaica Youth Theatre.
They just join, or they get in.
They get invited to become a member
hold
of
on.
Schools Drama.
You can only
Youth Theatre.
have a best actor and a best actress of a production of the festival at the time.
No, just of each school. So each
I know, but each school,
No, if you are best actor, and then you'd have marks, so the person who, remember each year we'd try to give every school
A commendation
or something. But you have to, and that way you join the Youth Theatre.
got you. So each play, each production, even though they may not win the overall best actress, their actress would have commendation.
Yeah,
and it's
we
based on
identify
that.
a lead person in each play
Got you.
to move into Jamaica Youth Theatre.
that word commendation is important as you think about young people, because there can only be one winner. But I stick a pin there because the first time I recall meeting or seeing Brian Heath, he was an adjudicator at one of my early school drama festivals. So it's about 1993. And I didn't win an award, but he was doing commendations. And the fact that he stopped to tell each person from each school what they were good in, it made you feel like, okay, so you didn't win the ultimate award, but there's something
right.
And that's very important when we're working with young people that we don't say, okay, there's one winner, but there's a winner inside of everybody.
Everybody, right.
Yeah.
So at least everybody have a chance to
evolve and
right,
become more confident.
Yeah, because maybe at that production you weren't able to shine, but you could see something in you.
And I'm
right.
fine with that. And because at the Caribbean Schools Drama Festival, where Sabrina and I performed, I did not win Best Supporting Actor. I got commendation, and I really felt on top of cloud nine just hearing those comments. Why do you continue, Miss Q? Why?
Just where I have another chance so that when your son comes, if I'm still alive, I will have him there from
Yes.
school, you know. And if we can get help, we need more people to get involved. Now, Aston gone, Carlin, you know, so we need more help from other people, people who pass through, you know, to
Understand.
come back and help. Maybe not in terms of everybody, but even for adjudicate.
Gotcha.
Even that. Even for turn up for and support us when we go with the festival.
So there are
Because now
different
it's even
roles.
harder for the kids now, because we have to get some for all them. And most schools, although every school have a drama teacher now, they're
Interest is not there.
Right. And in those days, it weren't the drama teacher. It was our
literature
English
teacher,
teacher,
right.
literature teacher.
Because,
who
because there
doing
wasn't
it.
a Rose curriculum that made drama teach it. Yeah.
Right.
So now that it's proliferated, there is no interest. So you're saying there
This
needs
is
to be a
it,
new mission.
yeah.
All right. So a lot of work, a lot of designing, a lot of contribution. What does Quindell Ferguson do to unwind and relax when she's
Yes.
not working on a production? She's not ushering, stage managing, organizing, sewing, cutting, stitching, whatever.
Designing.
Sports.
All right. Well, yeah, right.
I don't know.
Netball,
I
you
used
see
to.
netball skirt.
To be honest, the
Netball
thing is, no, to be honest, I used to run. Where the day for Edna, I started liquidator. It was the same day I got called up for stadium. I started to
Really?
walk up to stadium
And
to
get
say.
distracted by the theater?
I turn back and go back to the theater. Then I head on again to stadium, and then I turn back, and then I just end up at the theater. I think that's where I should be.
You followed your heart.
I follow sports and football. Don't
Wow.
play them, but I follow them.
Oh, wow. So you're watching every time Jamaica has a team on any.
Right. If we can afford it, we'll go with them abroad or so. I used to follow around the reggae boys, but now them
wow.
never let us know.
It's cute. It's amazing. Do you have any young person who, you know, is following your footstep as it relates to the costume collection, the archiving of those kinds of things?
No, that's what I'm trying to see if I can involve my niece. I don't have any kids or grandkids here.
Right.
So if I try to work with my niece and
So we
thing.
need to find some mentees for you to
Right,
pass the craft
right.
on to.
Because, you know, as I said that I went to this place, we're doing some things for church, repairing the church. And there's just this one man who do beveling and stuff like that. He's 87. And him can't find anybody to work. And it's 3 months now, him supposed to be doing a piece for us and he can't finish.
Oh.
So we really need people, young people, for really mentor them so that they can take over.
I think, do you think then that perhaps at the School of Drama or even the School of Art, scenic design, for example, could be one of those things that, you know, be taught?
Yeah.
You know, because
one time, Edna said I was doing the costume, but I didn't move on with it, right? I help out with Trenchtown, have a
Polytechnic.
Yeah, and I help out with them with the costume designing. Blacker teach
Yeah.
drama
Yeah,
around there, yeah.
I think when
what
people
I'm
think
hearing-
about costume design or so, they tend to think more fashion.
This is it, and so that's where Edna went in more, not into the costume side, but more into the fashion side. Yeah,
Because it seems more glamorous, but because costume is just, we think, period piece, but it's so integral in filmmaking, having the right look, the consistent look for a character. And as we become more of a digital world in terms of storytelling, I think we need to get that right.
we have
Even
to.
if it is that you're buying the clothes off the shelf or
Yeah.
off the rack rather, how to distress something that it looks worn or it looks lived in and not brand new, so it becomes part of the character's story. I think we need to make sure that we're teaching that.
One
Yeah.
of the things, though, Miss Q, I mean, your journey to get to where you are was without the internet space, right? And we're in a period of everything social media, TikTok video, and so on. One of the things that I always see on TikTok is when people, let's say, look normal and they do this to the camera, and the next time you see them, they've been transformed. I don't know. I'm just thinking maybe
you could have
one of
TikTok.
those kind of those things.
No,
You know,
No,
because I think what will happen is it makes the costume process sexy.
Yeah.
Of saying, okay, what can I use this piece of cloth to make? And so you see, we start with this cloth or cloth, and then you go bam, and then the next minute, you know,
see
we are
something.
It's a
something.
dress, yeah.
And so people would be intrigued to come to be a part of Q&E. The girls guide or the
Girls
girls
Brigade.
brigade, no, of which you were associated with, who maybe that's something that they can also do to capture some of those young persons' imagination.
we try with some of them because would have classes or craft classes with them,
Yes.
so that they can learn a thing or two. And when they have, the good thing now like is that most schools are insisting that the kids need to be in a period piece for the Shakespeare thing and
Oh.
so kind of, you know, so we
Yes.
have the school kids coming. Yes, some parents, some boy can find a pants at the house and I can find this, but some go all out to make sure that
they
the kids
get it
look right.
accurately.
Yeah.
When you see those pieces on the students' bodies, do you ever step back and go, I'm here today?
Yes,
you have
yes,
those
yeah,
moments?
yeah. When you see it, you know, things you look back and say, really, you know?
Yes.
Yeah.
Another possible avenue to kind of make your making the whole art of I'm just grouping it under scenic design is you know, there's a lot of music video going on.
This is, well, thank God I get a lot of work from those guys.
Good.
Because they have to come, if it's even sometimes just for a radio.
Yes, yes.
But they come for stuff and things. So I'm doing a lot with them now.
You said radio.
Yeah, because you
Yeah.
collect
Costume. Yes,
Yeah.
talk to us about that
Because
aspect
so
of
from different
Okay,
eras.
period pieces, I have those. I have props for different things, television over from the 70s up. So, you know, different things people have to use, they'll come for stuff for that.
All right, Sam.
you have space for that all?
No,
Where is Q&D so that people can know where to find you?
these are 2E Camp Road
Yes.
and my house.
Yeah.
All right, so if you're looking for period pieces, that's where they need to
That's
come
right,
and find
yes.
it.
Or just tell me, and then if it's at home, I'll bring it over.
Wow.
You know?
Miss
Yeah.
Q, you could perhaps, not perhaps, you are perhaps integral in Jamaica 60 celebration, where they could call upon you to travel down memory lane. Maybe you could stage a whole walk through a sort of museum type experience for schools. So I'm just throwing this out to you, like come September, there needs to perhaps be a room at your downstairs location.
Collaboration with a
Yeah.
space that allows you to take them through the passage of time of
Yes.
Jamaica's history through clothes. That's a very great idea.
You know, great minds, I guess, supposed to think alike.
Yes, yes.
You have this place, I don't even know about it, but you have this center, the Costa Center down in Kingston Garden. I used to be there when I was at Institute. And I was just saying how we could have turned this place into a costume museum.
Do it.
Because, you know, when you go abroad and say...
Do it.
You know, but now I forgot to deal with government and stuff and see how...
Maybe not that space, but what
But I'm looking at space like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
I'm looking somewhere like that. So I'd have a museum, you just say different period through the years
Absolutely.
and, you know,
One of the-
Jamaica over the
Yeah.
60s or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you.
Over
I'm
the
going to
decades.
give a better idea before we get, you know, to the destination of this conversation. You have married your entire life with costume and youth performers. Make those costumes come to life on human mannequins doing lines. This is an opportunity, I think, and you run that for a few weeks and do it, Miss Q.
And it is a production, but not a production in the sense of the typical production.
Yeah.
But the decades, what happened, a particular period, a particular event, and so on. And the performance could marry the display,
Yeah.
you know? So even if the performance is not happening, people can
come through, walk
that,
through, remember. You remember this? You know?
No, I would recommend that.
Yeah.
Where do you hope Jamaican theater and Jamaican costume design will go in the next few years? What's your dream?
Boy, that's a big one, honestly. You know, when we go abroad with secondary schools drama festival, we are the only country who would have 16 plays one night, right? Because we see that when we turn up other places, if them have 2 plays for the year, them have plenty. But the theater space is much better than ours. Right? And I
They
just
have better lighting, better
everything. Even when we went, I don't know if you went, Antigua.
No, I
went
didn't. No,
Antigua.
we didn't.
It was in a church hall. But if you see the caliber lighting and stuff we got in that church hall. So if in Jamaica where we have 16 and how much play, we need more theater space. We need some proper setting. So when people come, you feel proud for boy, this is for a country like this where everybody are actors and actresses, if you don't mind, because if you notice when everybody put up them little TikTok and everything, you notice it. But we need more space. We need more space, and we need people for really take theater serious. I don't think we take it serious enough.
And I think the concept that we have just talked about in terms of the installation, I'm going to call it, the decades, is one such direction. Sometimes we may not have the big effect, but the small
things, right? A library or somewhere just start a little
thing. And Miss Q, we know about you, we know of you. So we're very happy that here on Curtain Call, we're putting a face to who Miss Q is and what you have done. I mean, this sit down, don't even begin to brush the surface of what you have done, the work that you have been involved in. But, build it and they'll follow. Create that, because you have a creative mind. It's not just buck up into. You're trained, self-taught in some case. So do it. We will come. Yeah. And I'm making a declaration here that I will sponsor 2 of your trophies at the next
Schools Drama Festival. Yes, thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
You know how to contact me.
Yes.
But yes.
As a matter of fact, I'm still working on getting a couple of you for be part of the committee. Remember, I spoke to you, read that.
Well, let's talk about the best ways we can be part of, supporting that. But
and continuing the work. Yes.
Right, because we have to, and tomorrow morning when I gone, somebody needs to take it over and think. Because we see, especially that set of people we use for Jamaica Youth Theatre, we saw how each of them blossom out. So we need to give other kids a chance.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So with a woman here who has youth development at the heart of all that she does, and who transforms fabric into masterpieces of storytelling characters of their own selves. This has been a wonderful conversation on Curtain Call. We're glad that we had it with you. Yes. Found out so much more about you.
Yes. Thank you.
And we wish you continued success. And as you say, it's time for us to make more space. And we're glad that you're in this space with us.
We're also very grateful for all the work that you have done on not just the Jamaican theatre landscape, but, in the lives of so many young people. 1998 is an amazing year for a number of reasons. But
that guy on that trip.
That also
that wasn't happen.
The guys who have been on that trip have been doing extremely well.
Yeah.
Enrique's most recently
he's doing well,
had some plays out.
He's working with
and Sonia is the I think press secretary for the governor
general. The governor general, right?
So,
From time to time,
wow,
we
you see that
with
batch, poof. Imagine several other batches afterwards.
And as you mentioned, making more space, I would like to present a copy of my collection of poems called Breathing Space to you. Match your frock with the yellow.
Oh, wow.
And I hope you enjoy the words. And you'll continue to create space
for
young people to bloom.
use up some of with the young people.
Yes, yes, yes.
Fine. What
Yeah.
it's for your reading pleasure.
Pleasure. Thank you very much.
yes,
Thank you.
um,
I have
Thank
a
you.
name for your installation. Costume space.
Costume space.
Yes.
Costume space. Yes, a good idea.
Thank you, Miss Q.
We'll have another wonderful guest to sit down with us next time on Curtain Call. So we're looking forward to you joining us.